Welcome to the Tradies in Business podcast with your hosts Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Divert your phone and grab a brew as Waz and Nic unpack tips, tales, secrets and stuff-ups from guests both inside and outside your trade, helping educate and inspire you to break the cycle of gut-busting and money stress and create a true trade business.
It's Friday. You weren't expecting that, were you?
Sprung that on me. I am not going to edit that out.
No, I don't want you to. I like it.
And if you're listening and you heard it, that's because I didn't edit it. Anyway, it's a fucking Friday.
It is.
We'll just get that out there early. Welcome to the podcast, listeners. Hope you're well. Hope you're not ranting or whinging or wasting time.
Let's talk about time. You've got a new watch.
Procrastinating. I do. I downsized.
Downsized. It's much bigger than the previous model.
I downcycled. I actually got an Australian assembled watch.
I think you told me about these. Did you find these at the Polo?
Yeah, so...
At the Polo. Warwick goes to the Polo.
I went to the Polo. No, I didn't go to the Polo. I went to the Polo Cross, which is basically a bunch of badass horse riders that smash the shit out of each other on ponies.
And a bouncy ball.
And chase a bouncy ball around with nets on the end of sticks. Lacrosse
thrilling
nets. And it's hardcore, hey. Like, when you go to the games, it's super fast and it's very rough. And you see all these people spectating, getting around on crutches in knee braces and
their arms in a
shoulder
sling.
braces. Yeah, it's pretty hard on legs because the riders are like slamming into each other on these bloody horses. But yeah, I was reacquainted with the Australian watch brand, Adina. And I mean, I've known of the brand for years, and it's very common with farmers and country folk. And they have some fantastic watches, like just really different watches. And I had a fancy watch from a past life, so I sold the bloody thing, got some cash, and went and got myself an Aussie watch because I like to support Australian companies, and they're assembled in Brisbane by hand.
Is that right?
Yeah.
For next to nothing. I was going to say how much you paid for it, but it was really cheap.
Yeah, for the price of a crappy old G-Shock, you get a hand-assembled watch with a Swiss movement. So they buy the Swiss movements from overseas, and then they make the rest of the watches and assemble them all in Brisbane.
Do they make ladies' watches?
They sure do.
Will I look like a horse rider if I buy one?
No, you won't.
Great.
They have some beautiful watches, actually.
I might have to. I haven't had a watch for probably 2 years, and I keep saying I'm going to buy an X-brand phone watch, smart thingy-majooby.
I hate those bloody things.
And I don't like what they look like.
No, well, not only that, but I think... see, it's fucking Friday. We're just going to bounce around everywhere here.
Go for it.
I see people with their phone watch thingies on, and I think you have a phone in your pocket.
Correct.
You have a phone on your wrist.
Correct.
You have a phone on your fucking computer and in your audio system, and your fridge talks to you now. Like, why do we need all these fucking phones and connections and shit?
Because I only need to turn my arm a little bit to see who's ringing me instead of getting it out of my pocket. And it tells me how many steps I did today.
Which...
My phone does not tell me.
Mine does.
We are not doing the iPhone and Android thing on a fucking Friday
But
episode.
I don't give a toss how many steps I've walked today.
I don't really either, to be honest.
It's not going to make you healthy.
That's why I haven't bought one, really. Well, I don't like what it looks like, and I used to think I wanted the information, but I really don't. So now I have to find a new watch.
And that's it. You don't need the information, right?
Overload.
Yeah. I don't get the whole watch thing. I as I said, my other watch was from a past life. It was a very expensive watch.
Oh, it was a reward, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bought it for myself as
a celebration.
Ready? Air quotes. Reward for myself. But I was probably this is about 10 years ago, I was a bit dialed into a different idea about what success and value and everything looked like.
Oh, you had an ego.
What?
You
no,
did too.
I did not have an ego that you could fly over with a jumbo.
I've had those days too, I might add.
Yeah.
I had a long time flirting with my ego and letting it control my life.
I did that for a few years. Okay, about 10. But I realised that when my life changed fairly dramatically,
Nothing like a smack up the face with a dead fish to make you realise you're doing something
4 or 5
wrong.
years ago, I think someone smacked me in the head with it and then shoved it up my backside. But I reassessed a whole bunch of stuff. And so, after I filled up a massive skip bin with half of my life, when I moved out of my former home that wasn't mine anymore, I've slightly been actually getting rid of a bunch of stuff that's sort of been from that previous life. And this watch was kind of one of the last things.
It's the purge.
And I was sort of like, I don't know if I really want to get rid of it. And then I was literally sitting at the Polo Cross with my wife, and I saw this Australian watch brand. I thought, wow, they got some really nice watches. And I was wearing my Swiss watch, my very expensive wanky Swiss watch.
You're wearing a tag. Just tell people it was a tag.
It was a tag.
Wanko.
It's a very beautiful watch, though.
Sorry if anybody wears tag watches.
Yeah.
We don't think you're wankers.
And I literally sat there in the stands Googling watch broking websites
You told
at the
me
Polo
that.
Cross. I was like, you know what?
That's a good use of your time.
I'm going to sell this fucking watch. I'm going to let go of the last bit of my past. And I'm going to go get something else more meaningful. And I love my new Adina. I'll put a photo of it.
It's freaking huge. I can see it from over here. I know what time it is. It's 1:45.
The truth is, I'm blind as a bat, and I need a big watch so I can tell the
That's a
time.
lie. You don't even wear glasses. That's insulting when you say it to the person in the relationship with glasses on.
No, I've got perfect vision and hearing, apart from the tinnitus. So, yes, watches.
Time. We were talking about time.
Time.
It flies.
And wasting time. Do I need to pick that up? You just dropped something on the floor.
I did. Was
it your bundle?
No, it's not that late in the day yet. It's not kid week. Bundle remains intact.
Yeah, time. Just the amount of time that gets wasted because of ego. Can we tie those two things together?
We can.
I reckon we can. We're going to have a crack at this, listeners.
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
Let's do it a couple of ways. We were just having a really interesting conversation with the builder, which we sometimes do in between our podcast episodes.
Because he's trying to work and we're talking shit.
Poor bugger. We were just having a very interesting conversation about a certain subcontractor that is working on a job that we are working on who is taking 5 times longer than he should to get the job done.
Why? Why would anyone do that?
I don't know, because
Especially
he's
as a
off chasing squirrels or fucking butterflies or something.
Hang on. Is he paid by the hour?
No, he's paid a job lot.
Oh, ouch.
I know.
See, paid by the hour, I hate the idea
We don't do it.
Paid by the hour
No.
stuff.
There's only a small section of a job in a renovation in which I'm happy to do by the hour, but it's only if the builder's there with the whip.
Yeah.
What do you mean you got to go to the toilet? What do you mean your hammer's not in your hand?
Wait till the end of the day. You can hold on to that, buddy. It'd be like driving to Sydney with your kids. I'm not stopping. Do you know, I did that recently. Not a segue, a thing. What do you call these things? An aside. Anyway,
Okay.
We're off in the weeds here, listeners. Stay with us. We're coming back to the time and the
hope
hourly
so.
rate thing. So we went and climbed a mountain with a few friends, and one of them hitched a ride with us, and it was a 2.5 hour drive. And he jumped in the car and he had a cup of coffee, and I said, "You right, mate? Been to the dunny?" He's like, "Yeah, all good." I said, "Because I'm not stopping.
2.5 hours?
I'm not stopping."
You're not a mother.
No, I used to do that to my daughter as well.
But mother bladders cannot wait 2.5 hours.
Are you really busting, kid, or do you just feel it now? It's like, because you tell me when you're really busting.
I do hope that backfired on you at some point.
It did. I had to stop because I'd had 2 coffees. I was like, I held on for so long. Hey, my bladder was dead set on fire. It's like, I'm not stopping. And we got 20 minutes from the destination. I said, I'm about to eat some serious humble pie here, dude. I'm stopping. He's like, oh, thank God for that, because I really need to pee.
That's horrible. Your poor daughter. That's mean.
I wasn't that mean to her. Maybe that's why she moved away.
Because she was in control of that choice.
Yeah, at 6 years
Meanie.
old.
Anyway, how does that come back to time?
It doesn't. It was just a little story I thought of. It's fucking Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. Otherwise, people would just be thinking, oh, my God.
Because you brought up the toilet thing, because you're the toilet brain. So, toilet humour, sorry, not
it's
toilet
always
brain.
me.
Is that like a shithead?
It's Richard Cranium.
Yeah. So, paid by the hour. Stop doing that. It's dumb.
Yes, but hang on a minute. Let's go back to the subby. What the are you doing spreading out a job you could do in 3 days over a week and a bit? Why are you doing that?
because
cutting
he had
your
to
nose off.
Stop and check his Instagram feed.
I don't know what he's doing, but he goes home early every day. It's not getting done. He knows he's under a timeline. It was meant to have been finished by today. He's got another 2 days worth of work to do. So he's doing those 2 days worth of work for free because he was is being paid for a job that was going to take 3 days.
Maybe he just doesn't want to earn that much money.
Maybe he's never going to work for me again.
It's interesting, isn't it? I feel like as a race, I don't want to get into a too deep philosophical conversation about the human race, but I feel like I'm going to sound like one of those crusty old miserable wankers that says, back in the good old days, people knew how to work hard. And there's some really hard-working people out there. And I've been blessed enough to work with many of them. But I also see a lot of that same thing of there doesn't seem to be much urgency around what people do and what they get done in life. And I don't know where it comes from. I'm not going to even profess to understand that. But I think, as business owners, we need to be willing to call it tight.
Yes.
Like you said, that person's not going to work for you anymore, and that might seem a little harsh, but you guys are on a timeline, so
That's
that
right.
stuffs your timeline up.
That's right. It costs me money at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people let that stuff drag on too long before they actually do anything about it. And, it may not necessarily mean sacking that subby. It might just mean a tough conversation with them. Or a revision of rates. That'd fix the problem.
Wouldn't it?
They'd go away anyway.
Wouldn't it?
But I don't know what this bloody addiction to procrastination is.
I don't know. I do it. Do you do it?
What, procrastinate?
Well,
I never procrastinate.
You search for squirrels in the middle of a meeting. You're off.
Yeah, I find
Googling
cool
squirrels.
YouTube videos. That's right. I was talking to you when I did that, didn't I?
You did.
Sorry.
You were.
That was
You're
poor
kind of.
form.
No.
Oh, look,
it's
a
fine.
butterfly. Hey, it's a blue one.
I do it. The worst.
So pretty.
Oh, no, on and on.
Anyway.
The worst is when I'm trying to do Facebook scheduling. I'm the worst. That takes me 5 times as long as it should.
Facebook's evil.
It's a time sucker.
And they want you to get distracted and go
Course they
down
do.
rabbit holes.
Because suddenly you'll buy something and they'll make some money off it.
Yeah, look, I do procrastinate, Coxie. And I get distracted, not as much as I used to. What? Not as much as I used to. I've found ways to manage the distractions.
Turn off the notifications.
Yes. Do you know, I got so cranky last night. I tried to turn off the notifications for an app on my computer and it wouldn't go away.
How rude.
And I got so cranky that it kept buzzing at me. It was like you can't turn off the notification. I thought that'll be the next bloody thing.
Yes.
I won't be allowed to actually stop the little badge app icon on my phone that tells me how many unread notifications I've got on social media. Anywho, distractions, yeah, not so bad. Procrastination, I love to procrastinate.
You're very good at it.
Yes. So I try and give myself time blocks for procrastination.
Yes.
Because then I can just do dumb shit for an hour and burn time like a champion and then get back to something more productive after that.
It's kind of like a brain stop for me.
Yeah.
It's like a commercial break in my day.
And now for a commercial break.
Let's go to Facebook. Actually, it's Instagram stories that got me sucked in.
I don't know.
I love stories because I don't like anybody that much. I want to listen to them or see them for an hour. But I like stories because they're 15 seconds and I can see, oh, that's a nice kitchen. Oh, you look good today. I like your makeup. Flick, 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 flick.
You must struggle with our podcasting days because you're stuck with me for about 5 hours at a time.
As I said, I don't like anyone enough to listen to them or watch them for an hour.
No, I've discovered YouTube. At 46 years old, I've discovered YouTube.
Oh, there's a time waster for you.
Holy fuck.
My children are
That thing
obsessed.
just burns time.
There's so much gold on there, though.
But they keep playing more cool videos. It's like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm
Ooh,
sure you're
that's a
doing it
good one.
about mountain biking right now, aren't you?
Maybe.
As your latest fad?
Maybe.
So you bought a bike.
I did.
You've already got a bike.
I've got a motorbike. Now I have a mountain bike.
What's Amy got?
A mountain bike.
Oh, she got one too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Twinsies. His and hers.
I have a bike.
Do you?
It's called Penelope.
Have I met Penelope?
Oh, you meant the cat Penelope, but not the bike Penelope.
Okay, that's why I was getting confused. I don't think I know your bike, Penelope.
Oh, Penelope's very pretty. She's blue and sparkly, and I have a lollipop helmet.
Right.
Like, you know the cool skater-style helmets?
Yes.
It's lollipop coloured.
Okay.
It's stripy.
Is Penelope a fixie or a cruiser or?
I don't know.
It's a bike.
It's there was the fad a couple of years ago, and everybody had those really beautiful bikes.
Oh, yes.
I have one of those, and then we bought the builder a similar one, and he's black, and it's like the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I was
love it.
hoping you were going to say his was like a turquoise colour or something.
He wears his Vans on it, and he looks really cool.
He looks like a bit
Skater boy.
of a... Yep, I was just going to say.
Skater boy crush.
A towny skater boy, hey?
Yep, with his Ralph Lauren shirt or something, his other normal clothing.
Speaking of wankers.
Sorry, builder.
Yeah, taking the piss out of me for my tag.
Oh, well, sorry, you kind of stepped up to
Well,
the
see,
plate.
I had to get rid of the tag because now I'm a mountain biker.
Oh, yes.
I'm a shredder.
So do you have the height... What is it
No,
called?
the altimeter.
Thank you.
No, I don't have all that jazz.
Well, you're not cool at all.
This is just a watch. It tells the time.
Fuck off. It's got like 6 dials on it. How can it just be a watch that tells
the other
time?
one's the day, and the other one's the date, and the other one's for the stopwatch.
Oh, is that what they are? Ah, okay.
See, it's for when
It's
I
a
get
very
older.
nice watch.
Thank you. I like it. It's got the Tradies in Business orange on it,
Yes.
which is what actually attracted
Does
to me.
anyone know how much I hate orange?
It's Coxie's favourite colour.
Mm.
Anyway, we're dribbling shit again.
Sorry,
surprisingly.
People enjoy our
We think they do.
The vegetarians like our waffle.
Hang on, is this the veggie episode?
No, we did that last week.
Oh, this could be the meat episode.
There's no meat in this one.
No, it's all fluff.
Just hurry up and get the job done. Pack as much as you can into your 8 hours a day.
It's pretty much the point, isn't it?
Oh, you know what would be really clever?
What?
Do your 8 hours and then do another one.
No, well, what I was going to say is make time for waffle and fluff.
Yeah, with your lunch break.
Just like
Smoke
we
it.
do with these episodes, right?
Mm.
Our Tuesday episodes, relatively focused by comparison to these ones.
That was loose.
But, we've got guests, we talk to experts, we have real tradie stories. Like, they're on point, they're focused, they have a purpose, we have a message, right? Some people would say they're probably a little boring because of that.
We've been told we waffle in those too.
But the real tradie stories are pretty epic.
They're fantastic.
And then, for podcasters, there's the fucking Fridays, which is our version of procrastinating on a podcast. Or just dribbling shit and wasting time. But we
Making
do
people's
this
ears.
purely for entertainment and a bit of fun.
Well, it just shows you who we are.
So
Couple of idiots,
you could
really.
do the same in your life or your business is, have those times of focus.
Yes.
And my best buddy, Jocko Willink, who didn't reply to my email about coming on the show.
Oh,
Actually, nobody that I've pitched via email has come on the show yet.
you need to work on that email pitch.
I either need to work on the pitch or I need to stop pitching our show.
I was just asking you for some help with an email pitch. I'm going to woo that back one up.
I'm good at certain pitches, but getting people onto the podcast ain't it. Anyway, I might be aiming a little high.
No, that's rubbish.
Like a former Navy SEAL
I
coming
don't
on
care.
a tradie podcast.
Why is he any better than you?
Well, I'm not saying he's better than me, but he does have a lot more followers than me.
So?
He's probably like, what the fucking hell's a tradie?
Well, that could be a fair...
Because I think in the US, tradie means something else, actually.
Yeah, the contractors in the US. So that's where you went wrong, was?
But tradie is a derogatory term, I think, over there.
Oh, is
something
it?
Else. Oh, no. Coxie, disaster.
You've broken it.
No, I've got a kink in my cord. Shit.
So, it's Friday.
Oh, I got to post a photo of this, listeners. Do you know curly cords? Okay, I'll give you a visual here. Curly cords. I've got a curly cord on my headphones.
I do not.
Because I was just fiddling with it, I've got a weird kink in it. You know how they overlap and get crossed up? That does my head in. Oh, no, I'm going to have to fix that.
Procrastinating?
Okay, this episode's over.
We're squirreling?
Squirrel.
No, we're not over.
Oh.
Well, maybe we should be over. We've filled your ears.
No,
with
what I was
enough
going to say,
rubbish.
discipline equals freedom. That's what Jocko says.
Well, it's a good statement.
So
I
you
do
have
like Jocko.
Blocks of discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives you blocks of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and do that. I have a block of at least 7 minutes of productive time
Mm-hmm.
and then an hour of YouTube.
A whole hour of YouTube.
The ratio might be a bit out, but, it's working pretty well so far. Fuck, how do I fix this, Coxie?
I really like...
That's really bugging me.
Gosh, now you're distracting me.
I can't move on.
You're going to have to.
Okay. So, yeah.
Can we leave with a tip?
time block for fluff.
No, I want to give a tip, not your tip.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
What I wanted to say was,
Yes.
if you've quoted a job that's going to take 3 days, and you can get that job done in 2 days or 2.5 days by putting in a little bit of extra time at the end of the day, maybe then you've got time to go and make some more money.
But you mean like do an extra job?
Yeah.
Work harder?
Yes. Fill your time.
Doesn't sound like very much fun.
Look, nobody loves working, but we're doing it for a reason, aren't we?
So I can buy a new mountain bike.
So you can buy a new mountain bike, or you can sit on the couch with your wife on the weekend, or you can go for a hike because you've got time.
See, discipline equals freedom.
Mm.
That's a good tip, Coxie.
Thanks, Waz.
I got to go fix my cord. Get a knot out of it.
Well, we're lining up for the next podcast because we're interviewing somebody from the trade desk today.
Ah,
Did you forget?
no.
I'm very excited.
But I don't know how I'm going to proceed with a kink in my cord.
You're in a bit of trouble then, aren't you?
I don't know how to fix this. If you know how to get that weird overlappy kink out of a curly cord, please get in touch with me. hello@tradiesinbusiness.com.au. I'm not kidding. I need to fix this. This is messing with my mind.
Hurt him forever. Please, somebody help me.
What are we doing now?
That's it. We're done.
Hooray.
Hooroo.
You're off here.
Oh.
You've been listening to the Tradies in Business podcast with Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Find out more about today's guest, tools for your trade business, and other cool stuff at tradiesinbusiness.com.au.